This is the guess who or guess what game. So what do you think this coin is? I basically put, a lot of times people bring us coins that are very worn or damaged, and we have to kind of figure out what they are. So what do you think this is, Mike?
This is a Colosseum.
So if you click it once, bam, we have, yes, the Colosseum, which we did talk about earlier in the show, and that's the coin we actually discussed.
Yes.
So if we go to the next slide, this one's pretty easy.
Yes, because it says what it is. It's an Eidmar.
It is. Click it again. You'll see the famous Eidmar that just sold for $1 million+. And I would say that this was actually a 4A that I showed here, because you can see the copper core, silver wash. And so that is actually a 4A contemporary forgery at the time. We now believe that Brutus probably was issuing these himself or his moneyers at the time to pay for the civil wars, to stretch the silver. And because it was done with official, we think with official dies in some cases. So little extra. So if you go to the next slide, what do you think?
Okay, so I've actually been paying attention. This is another coin that we had on this exact episode.
That's right.
This is a Nero.
Yes. And it is the Port of Ostia. Good job. So if you were following along earlier in the show, then you got that one right. So if we go to the next slide, what do you think?
Now I'm done. I have no idea, because it looks almost like a compass.
I'll give you a clue. It's a comet.
Yeah, it's Julius Caesar.
Yes, Julius Caesar's soul going across the sky, issued by Augustus.
Okay. Maybe I am better.
And it says Divus Julius, but on this version, it's vertical. Divus Julius.
Okay.
If you go to the next slide.
Now this, I now recognize, but I did not at first. This is a turtle.
It is. Issued by Aegina. This has got a different shell type, but basically the one that I showed here is the one probably in the last issues of Aegina, where they were minting tons of these and they're really poor quality. So, and obviously very worn because they were traded all over. If you go to the next slide.
Well, that's that Jewish kid.
It is.
So this is Byzantine.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be Alexander, or not Alexander, Constantine.
No, you got to remember Constantine never put a portrait of Christ anywhere.
Yeah, because this is about his deathbed.
It was hundreds of years later.
Yeah.
This is under Justinian II. This is the very first portrait ever put on of Christ put on a coin. And there's two versions of it. This is the more popular version where they make Christ look like a god. And at this point, it was Christ first, then king. So that's why you have Christ on the uppers. Got a clue?
Well, it's a rowboat.
It's a big rowboat.
I want to say it's another one that we saw today.
No.
Okay. No, I really don't.
And it's a galley, actually. So it's a large fighting ship. And it was in the navy of Mark Antony.
Ah, okay.
Legionary Denari. So each on the reverse, you can see it says Legion. What is that? 10, 15, 17, 19?
Yeah.
So this is the 19th Legion of Mark Antony. So each Legion was paid its money. So, and if you go, I think there's another slide yet.
Yep.
Got a clue? This is a hard one.
Is this an Ionia?
No. Very famous Greek lady.
Oh, I see the face now. I thought they were incuses. So if this is a very famous Greek lady, it's got to be Athena.
A living lady, or was living.
Weren't we all? But
Click it. Cleopatra.
okay.
It's a hard one. It was a hard one. This is, I think, the last one.
No clue.
So this is a reverse of a very famous coin that's very much popular and sometimes added to a 12 Caesar set in silver. It is the reverse of a elephant Julius Caesar type.
Oh.
So I kind of screwed the pooch there, messed with you there because
well, it's like you threw me a curveball. It's okay.
Curveball.
In case I was getting too out of hand,
right?
Too cocky.
That, and if you click, that's all, folks. And how'd you guys do? Let us know.